I swear the older we get, the faster time is moving. It is moving at the speed of light. We want it so bad to slow down and just cherish these moments. And that's saying that change is the only constant thing in life. It is so true. We are always going to be experiencing so much change in our life. Everything is changing so fast. And for some of us, we are struggling to embrace that change, to accept it, or even to make that change, where we might find ourselves stuck in the same cycle over and over and over again. So badly, we want to make this bold move and embrace this change and go for the thing that's going to make us happiest. Yeah, something is holding us back. We are scared. And maybe this is getting out of a toxic relationship or walking away from friends that you know are no longer serving you, pushing you to be the person you want to be. Or maybe it's going against your parents' wishes, doing something that they don't want you to do. And you love them so much and you want to honor them and you want to respect them, but you also want to live the life for you. Or maybe it's moving to a new state or a new city, that unknown. I could also be making a change, a bold move within your career and starting a new path. Now, I obviously cannot relate to every single one of these things that we just talked about, but I can relate to moving across country, to going against some of my parents' wishes, to starting a brand new career after spending so much time and money invested into becoming a teacher, just to turn things around to start my own coaching business. And I want to share with you today some of the things that have really allowed me to embrace that change, to lean into the change, and to make that scary, bold move, even when I was very fearful and I was afraid and I didn't know what was going to happen. Because the truth is, if we stay stuck in that same cycle over and over again, we're going to wake up one day unhappy and we're going to realize that tomorrow is a promise. And if we aren't making that change and embracing it and doing those bold moves now, if not now, then when are we going to do it? Because we are not getting any younger. We're never going to be younger than we are right now. So if there is something on your heart that you want to do, now is the time, and I'm going to help you make it happen. So when I had this gut feeling come to me that I really wanted to start my coaching business, that I wanted to move away from my hometown, I wanted to move across country, something I did that really helps me, that I want to challenge you to do, that's going to help you get clear on what you really want, but also help you start taking action to make that bold move. And this is actually an activity that we did with some of the girls when they were here at the PFC workshop. All right, what we had them do and what I'm going to challenge you to do. And I really want you to find time right now to grab a piece of paper to do this activity. Now, if you are driving in the car and you can't grab a piece of paper, I want you as soon as you can to do this activity. The reason why I'm challenging you to do it now and not wait is because the longer we wait, the less likely you're actually going to do it. And you're going to keep putting things on hold. You're going to keep shoving what you truly want down there. And before you know it, another year is going to go by and you're going to still be stuck in the same cycle. So as soon as you can, I want you to come back to this podcast and I want you to do this activity with me. All right? Now, get a piece of paper. And once you have a paper, I want you to sit in a comfy spot. And I want you to close your eyes and I want you to picture yourself at 80 or 90 years old. You are old. You have white hair. Your bones are fragile. You are on your deathbed, okay? You're 80 or 90 years old. You are on your deathbed. And you are thinking back to the memories, to the moments, to the things that you did during this life. You are thinking about those memories. You are soaking that in. And I want you to envision yourself at 80 or 90 years old. You're embodying that version of you right now. And I want you to think about, what is you at 80 or 90 on your deathbed? What is she telling you to do right now? How is she telling you to live your life? What is she telling you to go after? Is she telling you to stay stuck? Or is she telling you to do the thing that you are afraid to do? And when you are ready, you're going to grab a piece of paper. And you are going to write a letter to your current self. You are going to pretend, you're going to embody, you're going to be the 80 and 90-year-old version of you that is on their deathbed, that is saying goodbye to the world, that is, time is up. you're writing a letter to your current self, telling her what to do. And when that fear creeps in as you're making this bold move, which it will, it always does, I want you to pull this letter back out and I want you to read it. I want you to remind yourself what the future you wants you to do right now. Another thing that I did once I realized I wanted to make that change, I wanted to move across country, I wanted to switch careers, and in many ways, I kind of wanted to go against what my parents wanted me to do. They wanted me to stay teaching. They wanted me to stay in this safe position that I had gone to school, gone to college for, and spent so much time and money, all right? So something I did was I gave myself a deadline. I gave myself a bit of a timeline, because when these big, bold moves and thoughts come to us, we don't want to necessarily take action right away, especially if it's something huge like changing careers or moving states or maybe leaving a relationship you spent years and years in, right? Like, you want to sit on that thought and you want to make sure it's actually what you really want. But you've got to set some deadlines. Give yourself a month, 3 months, 6 months at max. Depends on your situation. But give yourself a deadline. So that way you know if you're still feeling that a month later, 3 months later, 6 months later, this is what you want. And it is time, my friend, to do it. Take that bold leap of faith and go after the things that you want. Do the things on your bucket list, because you have got to live the life for you. And if you don't start doing that, you don't start taking action, then you're going to be on that deathbed and realize you lived your life for someone else. You lived your life for your parents, for your significant other, for your friends, and not for yourself. And I know that that 9-year-old version of you wants you to live the life for you. Doesn't want you to be stuck in that same cycle. Wants you to go after the things that you want. Wants you to make yourself happy and do it, because life is so freaking short. And again, now is the freaking time. Something else I want you to remind yourself is that one way or another, you are going to figure it out. You have everything you need right there in front of you. You are going to figure it out. I kept reminding myself that over and over again when I decided to move across country. I didn't have a job lined up. I had literally no idea where I was going to live. I only had a couple thousand saved in the bank, but I reminded myself one way or the other, I would figure it out. And what was the worst that was going to happen? A lot of times when you think about best case scenario and you think about worst case scenario, you realize that worst case scenario is that you realize it doesn't work out. It's not the way you thought it was going to be. Maybe it's not what you wanted, but you're going to figure it out regardless, right? And the only way for you to truly ever know if this is 100% your path, the thing you were supposed to do, is to go for it and to give it a try. And wouldn't you so much rather try and give it your all and realize it's not meant to be, or to just sit with that thought and let that thought eat at you and realize 10 years down the road that you should have done that. You should have gone after the things that you wanted. You should have been living your life for you. I hope this episode reminded you that you are not getting any younger. And if there's something that you want to do in this life, now is the time for you to go after it.